I don't know why I just gave myself a thumbs up there, but whatever, it works. Oh, right, because I was trying to get the, it's weird. Like, when trying to set up the camera, like, for whatever reason, after I got, after I got this phone, whenever I make videos, and I've said this before, it shows, like, a grid. But most recently, I noticed there's, like, a little bar in, like, the very center of the screen. And basically, it's to determine, like, if the phone is completely level. So, honestly, I spent like a good 30 seconds or so trying to make sure that the phone was level. And it is. So, on the whole, I don't really know what to think about yesterday. I mean, the end of yesterday was amazing. Absolutely. I'll get to that in a second. But I had to trudge through a lot of nonsense to get to it. So my low is, again, trudging through all that nonsense. But my high is what happened at the very end. And, I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but the act of kindness was, it involved trudging through all that nonsense. Specifically, something I did for my parents, which, honestly, I really didn't want to do. I really had no business doing it, but whatever. Okay, so, I don't know. I mean, I really could be honest and tell you exactly what happened, but the last time I tried doing that, you know, I was told to never talk about my mom on camera ever again. Which, I mean, to be fair, I did say some not very favorable things, even though she deserved it. So I guess I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to get into, it's just been weird lately. I mean, literally everything has changed from the moment that, like, I got hacked. Because at this point, it really should be common knowledge that I got hacked, and I'm kind of wondering, like, why no one's even, well, a lot of people have taken notice, but some choice people haven't, which kind of worries me. Because now I'm thinking, like, did I do something wrong? I mean, I don't think I did. But I guess it really is just a matter of patience at this point. Because in trying to rebuild my Facebook, you know, seriously, I legit almost had like the full limit to how many, apparently you cannot, there's actually a limit to how many friends you can have on Facebook, which I didn't know. And I pretty much was at the limit before I got hacked. And now I'm trying to like slowly work my way back up, which surprisingly has been going better in like the last, month or so. Actually, it'll be a month on the 18th when I got hacked, so that's how long it's been. But unfortunately, like, because people are not quite convinced I got hacked, if I friend them, like, they message me, and I have to say something about, like, how I met them. For the most part, I've been doing fine with that. Like, there's this one person from college that I knew, how, like, okay, how do I know him? Well, I met him in track, doing in college, and I even told him, okay, so, full disclosure, the reason why I don't really talk about college very much is because I don't really have the greatest memories of college, outside of, like, cross country and track. And even then, there really were some not so good times. And 3 of those times came to quite literally the worst track meets ever in terms of weather. Like, because I went to Gettysburg College, right? And my sophomore year, there was a track meet at Messiah, and that day was just brutally cold. Like, oh my God. It was amazing that there wasn't any snow. Like, that's how, like, it wasn't just cold, it was also damp. Because basically, when I told my friend how I knew him, I told him how we had a conversation, like, the 3 worst track meets ever. And, like, Messiah was, like, brutally cold. That was only number 3. 2 and 1 involved very heavy rain. Number 2 was, okay, so basically, Gettysburg College, Dickinson College, and Franklin and Marshall had like a little track meet called Little 3. So Little 3 junior year, because of all the heavy rain that we got. But hands down, the worst track meet ever in terms of weather was our home meet, our sophomore year. Like, every inch and every article of clothing was soaked. Completely soaked. Like, it was relieving just to get inside any kind of, like, shelter. The rain was so bad, no kidding, one of the streets was completely flooded. Flooded, man. Like, to this day, there's still photos around of, like, people literally swimming in that street. Swimming, man. That's how crazy it was. Surprisingly, though, the track meet never got canceled, which is shocking to me. But anyway, that's how I told my friend that I knew him. And there are other times, too, like one of my brothers from Trinity Powling, for instance, where he's actually one of my best friends. Like, I told him how I met him, and I told him I met him at Trinity Powling, and, you know, he actually just recently got engaged. And I actually met his fiance at our 10-year reunion. So, yeah. Pretty much as long as anyone's been asking me how I know them and how I remember that I met them, it's been pretty solid in terms of, you know, them believing me, which is great. I just wish that, because there's a few people that haven't friended me yet at all, and, like, obviously, I'm sure they just don't know I've been hacked yet. But if they do know I've been hacked and they haven't friended me yet, I'm like, did I do something wrong? Like, I don't know. So, yeah. It's been slowly getting better, but the fact that I got hacked still devastates me. However, there have been some people that outright have figured out that I did get hacked, and they have messaged me showing support, which is great. In fact, that led to last night. I actually got invited to a birthday party at a place called Jake's in Horseheads, which, full disclosure, I had never been to Jake's before. I mean, I passed by it a lot. I passed by it plenty of times before. Never had the inclination to, you know, go in. I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with Jake, because, you know, I had no reason to go in. But the party I went to was at Jake's, and this is like the first time in a while where I've actually been to a bar and it was just a straight up bar. There is like no menu or food at this place. Like, even 1894 Tap House, like, has, like, something for you to, like, munch on, I guess. But this is, like, pure beer and soda and water. I mean, I had actually just eaten dinner beforehand, so all I really had was water, so no need to drink. Plus, again, everything happened last night, and today is Thursday. Happy Thursday, folks. So, you know, I really couldn't afford to do much anyway. In fact, I wound up staying later than I thought I would, because I didn't leave till like 10 o'clock at night. Which, I mean, is shocking me, because, you know, I would like to get home early, but for these people, for the people who invited me, I'm like, yeah, I do it for them. I would do it for, listen, in all my years of living, I found the people who have legit lifted me up rather than bring me down. So naturally, for them, I would do just about anything, including going to a bar I'd never been to on Wednesday night, knowing I had to get up early for, a normal day. So, actually, my first impression of Jake's is it's quaint. I like it. Actually, there's this is like an old school, like no nonsense kind of bar. Like there's literally one sign in there that says, "In here we say Merry Christmas, God bless America, and we show full support of the men and women who make up the troops of our military," and stuff like that. Like, they don't mess around here. Speaking of not messing around, there's literally a sign that says, "Here we have 3 rules that you must abide by. Rule number 1, we respect the bartender and those people around the bar. Rule number 2, see rule number 1. Rule number 3, should you not be able to follow rules 1 or 2, we will kindly ask you to leave and never return." Like, this is a no-nonsense type of place. Which, it's weird. It's the sort of thing where, like, those rules are probably as simple, or probably the easiest rules you could ever hope to follow. But there's actually, like, a weight to it, Like, these people really are serious if you don't follow the rule. I mean, nothing bad happened last night, obviously, which, that's a good thing. But it makes you think, like, actually, you know what? In a place like that, it's great that you have rules like that. Because no matter where you go, you always have to show respect and kindness towards others. Even if, for whatever reason, you don't think it's possible or you don't want to. You just do it because it's the polite thing to do. Which is something I can definitely get behind. There's been plenty of times I've been courteous and cordial to others who clearly never deserved it. So, yeah. Honestly, last night was great. It was, first time having been to Jake's, and, God willing, it won't be the last. I mean, I need to find a reason to go, but, I can definitely see myself going again. I mean, again, I imagine the whole, there's no menu thing, but I had eaten dinner before, so it's not like I was hungry. And I knew I had stuff to do today, in which I had to get up early for, so, just make the conscious decision not to drink. And I didn't, I just had water, which was awesome. I mean, actually, water never gets enough credit, does it? I mean, it's literally the reason, or one of the reasons, why everybody exists. Like, what is the statistic? Is it like, I mean, I've heard all over the place, like, your body's 50% water, your body's 70% water, your body's 90% water. Like, what is the actual percentage of, water in your body? Because I don't think I've ever heard a really consistent number before. Which, not that it annoys me, but hear it all over the place. I mean, the only water-related statistic I'm pretty sure still exists is the fact that the Earth is 70% water, give or take. So, yeah, the world is mostly water. And looking outside right now, there's even more water in the form of clouds and fog. It's surprisingly really foggy outside right now, which is weather I was not expecting. I mean, not that it bothers me. It looks pretty. I mean, I say it's fog. It's not like overly thick fog where I look outside and I can't see anything. No, I can see plenty outside, but it's. I guess it'd be the equivalent of looking at cirrus clouds in the sky, I guess. Because there was different clouds and such in the sky, like stratus and cirrus and cumulus. This is really thin fog, but the fog is definitely there. Which, you know what? I mentioned Trinity Pauling earlier. That reminds me. Back when I was at Trinity Pauling, one of the books we read for English was Heart of Darkness. And literally one of the greatest metaphors I've ever heard is just how much of a presence fog itself really has. And it all has to do with sight. I mean, think about it. When you think of not being able to see, you think of, darkness. And not to get all crazy or anything, but basically, they say, the term is like you see black. That's what means you can't see. Fog, however, in a way, really does the exact same thing darkness does. The difference really is color. Think about it. Fog actually blinds with white. No one's ever really, up until that point, I never thought of it that way. And then here I am at Trinity Pauling, which is a place where, I'm going to get into this in December, but I thought I was going to end my life. But here I am. I'm able to tell you that fog blinds with white. Which is crazy. To be honest, I think that's a phrase a lot of people watching this wasn't expecting to hear. Anyway, I should probably get on with my day. There's somebody I mentioned I had to trudge through a lot of nonsense yesterday, so there's definitely somebody I'm going to see to talk about that. So I guess I'm going to have to prepare for that. But, for better or for worse, the week is just about over. Honestly, if I could just make it through the end of the day, the weekend is all but here. Yes, there's also Friday tomorrow, which of course I'll pay attention to, but come on. After how busy I've been this whole week, I could use a decent day like tomorrow. I hope you all like this video. Like this on our YouTube channel, follow social media. As always, I'm very home this video before all you guys watch the video. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. And remember, if you guys want to talk to people, take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.